I'm honored now to duly marry wife and wife and wife and wife. Now, Britt and Shannon, you may kiss your bride. Don't get over there.
Your dreams were nobody Give your tears to the tide.
Don't you worry there, my honey. We might not have any money, but we've got our love to pay the bills. Maybe I think you're cute and funny. Maybe I wanna do what bunnies do with you, if you know what I mean. Oh, let's get rich and buy our parents' homes in the south of France. Let's get rich and give everybody nice sweaters and teach them how to dance. Let's get rich and build a house on a mountain, making everybody look like ants. From way up there, you and I, you and I.
Well, you might be a bit confused,
and you might be a little bit bruised,
but baby, how we spoon like no one else. So I will help you read those books, if you will soothe my worried looks, and we will put the lonesome on the shelf. Let's get rich and buy our parents' homes in the south of France. Let's get rich and give everybody nice sweaters and teach them how to dance. Let's get rich and build a house on a mountain, making everybody look like ants. From way up there, you and I, you and I. Let's get rich and buy our parents' homes in the south of France. Let's get rich and give everybody nice sweaters and teach them how to dance. Let's get rich and build a house on a mountain, making everybody look like ants. From way up there, you and I, you and I.
Have fun, okay? We're gonna have fun tonight. Like, I am ready to rock, okay? And now it is my pleasure, because this was my big formal duty, was to introduce you to the rest of the wedding party. Starting with our lovely flower girl, okay, Britt's niece, Lorelei, and our dashing ring bearer, Logan, Britt's nephew. Did you know that this brother-sister team are champions? Yep, they are. Every year we have various competitions at the summer cabin. Together, these two rocked the Easter bonnet competition. Okay, they did. And except for their grandpa Terry, who swore the judging was rigged. But you know, that's Terry for you. But anyways, it wasn't until the musical chairs event that things got really heated. Lorelai sustained a few injuries. Logan apologized and let her win, because that's what big brothers do, don't they? Think about that. Lorelai waved like the queen at everybody, just like this beautiful. And Logan, can you please take a bow? Okay, and now we are going to go on to our maids of honor. And Haley, Britt's sister, my niece, has traveled all the way from Toronto, home of the Raptors. Okay, woo! Isn't she stunning? Okay, but she is much more than that. She works at this really cool communications company called Rethink. You know, clients like Canadian Molson, IKEA, just to name a few. I like to call her my niece, who is a high-powered advertising executive. And she says, Auntie Janet, my title is Director of Agency Operations. I say same thing. All I know is that when I visit Haley on a Toronto layover, she always takes me to some hip, cool little spot. And we are moving right along. And now I would like to introduce Prima. Prima. I'm so sorry, Prima. I met you and we had such a great time together. I'm so sorry, Miss Prima. That's Shannon's cousin and lifelong friend. Prima. I'm just like my mother that way. Now that she's got it in her head, that's all I know. And I'm sure she's here tonight. Prima has traveled all the way from Nova Scotia, home of the lobsters. Yeah, now that's talking. Okay, now we're talking. Prima has a lot going on herself, just saying, okay? Here's a little tidbit. Listen up. Prima is a forensic technician, okay? CSI stuff. Hollywood, here we come. Look at her. She's freaking beautiful. She could have her own show. She really could. She could have her own show. Anyways, Prima, wave like a cream. Thank you. And now we are on to our best men. Oh, look at them. Okay. Fraser, Britt's brother and father of the champions. He is also a highly trained herbalist with the city of Vancouver and / tree whisperer. Okay, so if anybody tonight gets stuck in a tree, we know who to call. Okay? Fraser, take a bow. Okay, now we are moving right along to Shannon's brother, Colin Mackenzie, from Mackenzie, BC. How weird is that? His last name is Mackenzie and he lives in Mackenzie. This is crazy. So you know what? I looked up Mackenzie, BC because I wanted to know a little bit about it, just to make you feel welcome, Colin, and thank you for coming all this way. Anyways, for those of you who don't know, Mackenzie, BC is the home of the high mountain ridges and deep blue lakes. And also, Fraser, you might be interested in this, home, and this is true, of the largest tree crusher in the world. I'm not kidding you, seriously, Google it. Mackenzie has the largest tree crusher in the world. I found that. I've been fascinating. I found that fascinating. But you know, Colin is also a doctor. Let's just say that's a very handy profession. Colin, take a bow. And okay, everyone, here's the itinerary. At 7:30, a taco truck arrives. Well, he arrived an hour ago, but who cares, okay? Enjoy. At 8:30, we are going to recognize, we're going to reconvene back here for a few toasts and the tea cutting. And then, let's get ready to party. The bar closes at midnight. Doesn't leave us much time. Let's get the party started. Woo!
Haley.
They're at the taco truck.
They're probably at the taco truck.
Hey, cousin Haley.
Two Haleys.
Oh, another Haley. I didn't know about another Haley. Another Haley. Sorry. We have a Simon and a baby Megan and a cousin Lauren. Where are they?
They were at the taco truck.
You guys, thanks for coming. You know what? From Calgary. They have come all the way from the land of the Chinooks. And it's what they call nature's gift to Calgary. The Chinook, okay? And what I want to say is, I'm not talking about pipelines. Not talking about pipelines. All I want is a bow and a wave and maybe little Lincoln if you can burp. That would be perfect. If he's over
Or
there.
Simon can do it all.
A bow and a wave and a burp. We got it going.
Simon's got it covered. Val.
Wave and bird.
Well done. Well done, Simon. Okay. Now, where are we? And I believe now we have a few toasts from the brothers of the bride. I don't want to pick and choose, so where's our guys? Anybody want to jump in? All right, you go for it, and I will step aside with my little glass of water. And hang on. Did you join the mic? It's right here. The mic's just kind of echoey. Where'd that mic go?
On the here. It was kind of echoey.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's just because I was yelling. Okay. Because I was yelling.
Right. Testing.
There we go.
Check.
Is it okay? Is yelling better than the mic? Or are we good?
Mic bad or good? Good? Okay.
Have you
Maybe not good?
There you go.
Okay. My speech was on my phone so I could drink more. Sorry. So, my sister, Shannon, hates speeches and attention. So, as part of my wedding gift, I'm going to mostly leave her out of this one and pick on Britt. The first time I met Britt was also the first time, about the same time that I found out that my sister was gay. At first I was a bit shocked, but very quickly I realized, this is awesome. Now I don't have to worry about sizing up some douchebag dude that my sister would bring home to the family. I'm a bit competitive, and I thought it would be less intimidating with another girl around. I thought my ego would be safe. But then Britt started causing problems. Who was this girl? She was better at playing sports than I was. She owned more power tools than me. Britt likes to drive dirt bikes. I like to drive dirt bikes. Britt's dirt bike was bigger than mine. I used to think I was creative, and then Shannon would call me up and tell me about how Britt made some new thing or other out of recycled wood and used dental floss. That was all the rage at the hipsters in Vancouver. Britt's dad owns a boat. My dad owns a picture of a boat. I used to think Shannon and I grew up in a fancy house because we had 2 sinks in the bathroom. Britt lived in a Disney vintage castle house in New West that was so awesome they shot movies there such as Cinderella, Titanic, and Dracula, and maybe the Addams Family and stuff like that. And it didn't stop there. Not only was she handy and sporty, but I was horrified to realize she might actually be really smart as well. One of the first things we did together was to go to one of those puzzle escape rooms where we were trapped on a Russian submarine, and the goal was to turn on the oxygen before you died. And, you know, she was translating Russian hydraulic pump manuals. And I started to get worried that she might trump me and save the day. We eventually suffocated to death on that Russian sub. But I could see the potential, and I was worried. I was glad to find out she wasn't perfect, though. When driving, she likes to stop at green lights. She kind of sucks at playing Super Nintendo. And she needs to get better at double fisting beers at Canucks games. Mediocre. Ultimately, I've learned it was an exercise in depression to compare oneself to Britt because she's so amazing. Shannon, you did good. I know you don't like me talking much about you, and I don't want you to puke or something, but I'm proud of you. You complement each other perfectly. You don't stop at green lights. You're better at Super Nintendo, and your drink double fisting game holds up to Maritimer standards. I'm glad you tagged along with your big brother and came out west. Britt, I am so happy to welcome you to our clan, but if I could ask one thing of you, please don't ever decide to become a doctor because I don't think my ego could take it. Thanks for classing up the family.
Wow, that one's going to be hard for me to follow up with. I don't know, those were some pretty good jokes there. You're asking about a whole mic for me. I've done the same thing. I've written something down. I'm not really good at these speeches, right? And I've also tend to get Shannon out of this, not to roast her, or roast the other ones. Okay, first of all, thanks for coming. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Britt's favorite sibling. I must admit, I'm a bit nervous about having to make this speech, as Britt has taken my ability to slam a couple of shots away from me, as she has appointed me the liquor permit holder, which requires you to stay sober.
Thank you.
Thanks, Britt. Well, I first met Britt on the front steps of our Queens Avenue house. Earlier, there was a photo of it up behind me here. I can specifically remember getting to hold her. It was at that moment when I realized that having a sister doesn't have to be a bad thing. You see, Haley, she tossed me out of my bassinet and broke my arm at 2 years old. I guess it's all about who came first.
It's true.
It wasn't long before Haley and I were competing to have Britt's attention. She was super cute after all. However, her cry was something I have not heard anywhere else. I can still recall it, the way that she would start with this long, silent inhale, right before she let out this ear-piercing scream. I do have to admit, it saved me from some trouble, as it was my warning to get the heck out of it. It's funny, even though I'm 3 years older than her, I've always kind of looked up to her. She was the first to go full speed down the zip line at the park. My poor granddad had to run next to her to ensure that she wasn't going to fly off the end. She was also the first off the high dive at the pool. When a little boy with his knees shaking is standing at the edge of the platform and your kid sister walks up and just jumps, you don't really have a choice. You know, she has done this to me many times, including the vertical slide in New Brighton or skateboarding and dropping into her own home-built half pipe. I used to call her Little B, as she could be a bit of a brat at times. I still call her B, but now it's more appropriately for her being brave. Out of the 3 kids, she is the one brave enough to travel the world with only a backpack. She's also the only one of us brave enough to go to post-secondary school, finish top in her class. Britt sure is good at making Haley and I look bad. As you can imagine, it was always our fault. Somehow, she always seems to stay out of trouble. A while back, Britt and Shannon came over to our house. Britt had something she wanted to share with us. The moment Shannon left the room to use the washroom, Britt came clean. She was about as nervous as I am reading this. Britt wanted to let me know her and Shannon were a couple. First, by the way. I responded something like, yeah, well, okay. I think this surprised her. I guess she was expecting a more surprised reaction from me. However, her brother is no dummy. I kind of always knew, probably before she did. I started to pick up on it when we were just kids. First, when she was in kindergarten and the teacher wanted to talk to Mom about Britt wearing dresses. The teacher was concerned that Britt was showing off her underwear whenever she was on the monkey bars. Britt had 2 choices: stop using the monkey bars or stop wearing dresses. I'm sure you can guess what Britt chose. When asking Mom why Britt was into all the guy things and Haley was not, Mom replied, well, Britt is a bit of a tomboy. Probably not appropriate to say now, but that was the first time I had heard that. It was great. I'd always wanted a brother. Now I could just do brother things with my sister. I guess I just kept that to myself while Britt was growing up, but by the time Shannon was in her life, it was pretty damn obvious. I've never seen Britt so happy with anyone before as she is when she's with Shannon. The both of them just light up when they see each other. I've never met a couple who are similar as these two. I mean, just look at them. They are perfect for each other. Thank you, Britt, for asking Shannon to be my sister-in-law. And thank you even more, Shannon, for saying yes. I love you too, and I will always be there for the both of you, should you ever need me. I would now like to take this opportunity to present you both with a very special gift. I've had this carved for you, and it is to represent the love that can only be found when two strangers meet and have that instant connection. I love the both of you, and enjoy. When two beavers met.
Okay, everybody, I'm Auntie Jen speechless.
That's a first.
Fraser, you said you cut this tree down.
Oh yeah, that tree came out of a city park in Vancouver, right? Cypress tree.
Wow. Do you have anything else to say? Oh my gosh, this wedding is just getting better and better. You guys, Britt and Shannon, have something to say to each other at this point?
No, to you guys.
Okay, we're keeping it open.
No, we do have something to say, but to the public.
Oh yes, say jeez, okay. So I'm going to step out of the way.
Okay.
And there's the mic. And
Mike. Okay. Well, thank you guys for being here. Really happy to have everyone celebrating with us. It was exactly 2 years ago to the date that I asked Shannon to marry me on a cliff in Cape Split. But it was just 3 short months ago that I phoned my sister from the bar and I asked her if she could plan a wedding in 3 months. Turns out she can.
Since that phone call, we have ambushed both our families with all sorts of tasks, and they have happily obliged. So to our families, thank you.
Thank you. That same night in the bar 3 months ago, me and Shannon made our first decision as a couple that was getting married, and it was the easiest decision that we made, and that was to ask our Auntie Jen to be our MC. We called her up, and she was way more excited than we were.
And finally, to all of you that came from near and far on short notice to celebrate this special day with us, thank you.
So raise your glasses up, let's get this party started.
now, if
anybody wants to say something? Terry, father of the bride, I think he had something he wanted. When does Terry not have something to say? Come on up. Coming up, my big brother.
He's a poor 6-year-old child that says, I love you.
Good evening. I really had planned to say a few words, but I just didn't get a chance in the last week to put any words to paper. I'm just been too busy putting food together for Brittany. But just start off with a classic wedding cliche, and that I don't look at this as losing a wonderful daughter. I look at this as gaining a wonderful daughter. Shan, that was the only line that I rehearsed. Who is it that has a degree in psychology and also is an expert in database management for business intelligence? My girlfriend. And he's sort of like, duh. Of course, she says, okay. Okay, you know that? Yeah, of course we know that. And she said, because we're going to be going down to Point Roberts this weekend, and we're going to be telling everything to Brittany, and you can just see it. They're a wonderful couple, and I've had the opportunity then to both of them lived with me for a number of months together. And I would see and have great chats every single morning with them, chats that I kind of miss right now, because I used to love those chats with you in the morning, and discovered that this is an amazing couple. They're both intelligent, they've got ideas in life, and they are decent people. Really, really decent people. And I know where you get it from, Shannon. If you've got any of Shannon's family that has come out here. I don't know where Brittany gets her from, but Shannon, if you see her family and Jim and Colleen, and if you had an opportunity to meet them tonight, these are really good people, like super decent, kind, awesome people, and that's where Shannon gets her from. So these kids are going somewhere. They are.
Remember us this way, lovers in the night. go, we'll see.